The pressure that you put on here is really, really good. You're really stressing me out in this position. I really don't like it. The sleeve grip that you have is ultra powerful. Just one thing that I noticed with previous rolls is that you sometimes still go for this even if you don't have it. But in my case, you had it really strong, so that's why I was really struggling from this position. Again, your pressure and your foot movement's excellent to try and get the pass. That again is really good. I have to adapt hard. Again, you're cautious not to put your weight too forward, so you're leaning back, nearly getting the pass. The grips that you have on my pants here, I haven't really seen too often before, but it's really good because you could have passed my guard then. I decided to turtle up uh, to counter it. And at this point, I'm driving in for my sorry, my single leg. So what you really should have been doing is to prevent this is just to sprawl on me, and you could have got the advantage for forcing me to turtle. And again, you're not really sprawling, you're not bringing your hips back here. So it's like you're still trying to attack me, but now I'm trying to attack you, and I'm slowly gaining the upper hand here. Good basing with your right hand, but I'd be really trying to sprawl back. You've got time to hip up. I was actually surprised I got this at the time of the roll, and then I was happily taking the sweep here. Again, you immediately lie flat on your back, which is definitely a no-no. You should definitely be turning to your side. But this grip here is actually really nice, so you switch it up. Now you're on your side. So given that I was quite tired at this moment, you could have maybe taken advantage uh, of me being tired. But you do a really good job. Again, this grip's really, really good. Oh, Facebook is calling me. 1 second. Uh, okay, we're back. Uh, so again, you're pulling me into uh, deep half guard here. I'm very, very tired, um, and you're getting a good job done here of getting me into deep half guard. At this point, all I'm trying to do, because I'm very tired at this point, I'm just trying to base with my hand so you can see how my right hand, I know what you're trying to do, which is to bump me up and down. So I've elevated my base, and whenever you get hold of my hand, I make sure I get my hand back. I'm trying to jump over your head for the classic. From here, you could have actually been moving your hips in front of me and trying to dump me backwards. There's Cyborg has some great tips on what to do from this particular position. There's even a rolling back attack option from here, which isn't really that much of a stretch to get. You just have to come up onto your knees and you're basically onto my back. You just need to hip out a bit now from this position uh, to really um, make me work, but instead you choose to stay for the deep half guard, which suits me. I'm just trying to sit my hips back, which eventually I do. And again, I'm pretty tired. So now basically I'm on the reverse half position, which I know very well. You're nice and strong on your side. You want to be coming up onto a knee talk here and trying to win an underhook with your left arm, but you've kind of got my backspace. But you could still be using your hands flat on the mat to try and come up, which you kind of do now, but I use that opportunity to pass you. I'm surprised you didn't turtle up harder. Um, that would have been nice to see, or not very nice for me, because if you look at this moment, I'm actually red-faced, really tired. So I'm kind of in survival mode at this moment. I'm not taking any chances. The leg grab here is good, but again, you need to be turning to face the mat, really, to make the most of this and trying to come up yourself. Feels a bit odd doing it, but it definitely works well for me. I'm trying to do just a classic escape from these positions, which is to get the leg out. I'm trying to make myself as long as possible. You do a good job of holding onto my leg from here. But at this point, I felt it was inevitable, as you weren't really making any big moves to try and counter it. Really want to be keeping, I'd say, the feet to the mat to try and move around a bit more, because when they're up in the air, you're kind of restricted. I switch it to a knee cut, and I have the underhook. Bernardo Ferrer incidentally has excellent details on what to do if someone has the underhook on that arm, which is basically to go the same way. But you should definitely check out his DVD on how he addresses that particular issue because it does happen. You could be using your feet on the mat here to escape if you notice your feet are kind of just uh, lame. If you had your toes pointed to the mat driving into me, you'd be causing me a lot more stress in this position. So this is better where you there, do you see how now you started to use your feet, you created a big response, but that was my opportunity to get the tap as well. I was going to message Facebook, 1 second. Back. I hope that didn't record. You'll see it on my tabs. Okay, we go again. This time I know I'm going to start hotter off the mark because I didn't like what you did last time. It really stressed me out, which is good for you. Um, Again, you're not turning your knee into you're not respecting my Della Riva enough here, and so I get Della Riva. This is like way too late. You could have done this like 3 seconds ago. So I go straight into the bolo. I'm pretty comfortable here, very powerful position. And I switch it to an over under, just the way things went. I tried to backstep out. I was a bit too slow there. You hold on to again. And again, it's the same war. So we've been in this war 2 times before, and again, it's the same issue. You have to try and knee talk. I think you do have a knee talk on that leg, and then you want to be trying to turn. Basically, the way I like to think of it is nipples to the mat, because that helps incentivize you to just turn the right direction. No, I've got you flattened out again, which is what I want. I try to faff about with your gi, but I don't really know what I'm doing. So Ryan Hall does have some tips on how to uh, do better in this position, which is kind of what you're doing now, where you're sort of lifting your legs up and you have to try and get down my body again. I need to give you that DVD. Um, but yeah, I think I just held on until I got the pass. Good knee on belly defenses there. You really respond, but just notice how your feet are off the mat. They need to be really on the mat, driving into me. You generate a lot more power that way. So all this time, your feet could be on the mat driving, because right now there's just nothing you can do if your feet are on the mat. Now your feet are slowly turning towards the mat. There you go. So this is well almost. Again, when you did that, I started to move again, but now your feet are on the mat. You're starting to turtle up. Uh, but again, you're too slow to the turtle there, which is unusual. Um, and I get my first hook in. So you have to imagine I've got the bottom hook in here. So I think the wall might be in the way, but you want to be, well, now I've got both hooks in, but you always want to be go the way where there isn't a hook in. Try and get the hips down to the mat. I would say the take home from the rolls that I've seen and the one that you did with me is that when you get your over under grips, uh, you're really, really strong. But just make sure that you have the grips, make sure that the leg is tied up, and basically is uh, respond quicker to what the opponent is doing, and keep the feet to the mat. And one thing that you definitely want to be working on is that reverse half position. I actually know some cool stuff from there, so I can show you that. But um, Reinhold also has some good things to show. Cow Terror has some good details to show from that position. And if someone gets the underhook when you're in deep half guard, Bernardo Ferrer, if you have his DVD, you need to check out the section on his deep half guard DVD where he talks about that. It's really powerful. I'm aware of it, but I've never really used it. It takes a bit of balls to get used to it, but I think it's definitely legit. Overall, that was really good rolls. Uh, I really didn't enjoy the first one because of how you nearly passed my guard, but that just shows how really strong it is. You just need to get there quick.